Speaking of which, that's the best advice you ever had?
If you think you're done peeing, you're not.
You think you're done peeing? Shake it again.
Wait. You're not done peeing. That's some of the best advice I've ever heard.
Rest in peace to your teacher.
Yeah. No.
What was the best advice you ever given? What was the best lesson or advice you ever given?
You know, I was writing plays at the time when I was working with him in my 20s, and I thought that, man, this is perfect. This is a great play I wrote. And he just told me to keep writing. And I got a little offended by it. I'm like, this is a great play. Why can't we just do this play? And he told me to just keep writing. And that was one thing that I realized, like, no matter how good you think it is, you should keep writing.
Yeah.
You should keep going. Like, there's more to be worked on. Like, at one point, you will be like, oh, this is ready. This is done. But it's not on the first or second draft. It's on the fifth or sixth. You know, it's when you really whittle it down. It's like the same thing with your set, man. It's the same thing with anything. Like, I think I have 30 good minutes, but I might have 20 great minutes, but I might have 10 perfect minutes, maybe 15 perfect minutes in there. Like, I can do a great 20-minute set, but I can do probably you're going to have a legendary 15 minutes out of there. If you can wriggle that down, if you write a lot, if you're writing every day like you should be writing something every day, whether it's stand-up, whether it's, if you write poems or plays or movies, skits, whatever, you should be working on something every day and whittle. Either you're going to gain and then you're going to whittle. And from that, like when I recorded my special, I think I could have cut out 5 minutes of that special and just done what I do better. Even now, and I work that special to the bone, but I'm just like, you can always write. You keep writing. Yeah. Don't stop writing.
We get to that. You mean whittle. Whittle, I've never heard.
Whittling is a term to, like, when you have a piece of wood and you whittle it into, like, a flute or a thing. Carve, yeah. Okay. So if what you want is in that marble, it'll come out, but you have to keep carving it in order for it to come out. And that's something that he taught me when I got older. And when I was younger, they can teach you whatever they want. Mostly what he did was instill confidence in me, in my ability to perform, which was huge for me. And as I got older, I already had that confidence. He just said, all right, now it's time to whittle away. There's a lot of fat on this. Like, whittle it down. Get that out. You don't need this part. You don't need this bit. And at first, that's a tough thing to hear, especially like if we do shows, since we do a lot of shows and my 30 minutes is really good. If someone comes up to you, he's like, yeah, man, but you got a lot of fat in there. Like, you can cut that down to like 25. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what the fuck? That's bullshit. But after you really look at it, you're like, yeah, that part where I got to giggle, if I cut that out, that's going to be a real laugh, like a hard laugh. But then you learn to play with it because sometimes you need a giggle just to get them through to the next point. You can't be like, the whole time. You got to, if you're doing a longer set, sometimes you got to have a second to breathe. Sometimes you have a second to think. But if you don't start whittling and carving and writing every day, even if it's something. Some people say you should write for an hour. I think that's a little crazy. I can never pay attention that long. But at least 15 minutes a day, you should be writing something. Whether it's your journal, whether it's something.
So even if you're not a writer, write something.
Even if you're not a writer, put something down. Put a random thought down. A guy came up to me at the bar the other day. This is a real story. He sat down next to me. And he goes, hey, did you notice that all the couples on TV are interracial couples now?
Yeah.
And I was just like who starts a conversation like this, right? Like that was my first thought. And then I went home and wrote that down and I was just like, wow, what made that guy come up to a stranger and say that, And then you keep writing and you're whittling and you're thinking and then eventually that could become a really good joke, that can become something. If you think about stuff. And you, that's probably the best piece of advice he gave me is just keep writing. Just keep whittling.
A lot of black people, mixed couples on TV.
Yeah,
I thought you said that was the best advice he gave you.
No, but yeah, the best advice he gave me is like, man, you notice all that? What the fuck?